Gotta make sure that this works before I start doing anything. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. There you go. Alright, yeah, that works. I gotta turn the volume down on this game. I forgot I gotta do that. There you go. Yeah, it looks like I gotta turn on the volume through here. But yeah. Hello everybody. It's been I think it's been about 2 weeks since since I finished Steins. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks or something like that. So, you know, hope y'all are doing well. It's been a bit since we've seen each other. What's it called? I made a sorry. I made a community post giving an update on the progress on the Steins Gate 0 video, which, by the way, if you aren't aware, that's the reason why I disappeared for a bit. Usually with big videos like that, I take a back seat from streaming and I solely focus on that because they're gonna take a long time and I don't wanna derail progress by streaming. So I take a back seat from streaming and I just start working on that. But usually from time to time when I'm working on those videos, and like I finish a big portion of it. Hey. Excuse me, I'm sorry for talking while I'm eating, but whenever I finish a big section, I reward myself by streaming. And luckily, since we're on the cycle where I'm on a new game, when this next stream was going to happen, it was a pretty good reward. But yeah, we're here with the Great Ace Attorney. Really excited because I actually never played an Ace Attorney game before. What the heck? I gotta go to the stream to see if that's for some reason I just stopped working. Yeah, what the heck? Oh, just realized somebody's in chat. To answer your question, I have no idea, dog. Like, I wish I knew, what's it called? Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, I deserve to blow up. It's just a matter of like, if success comes my way, then success comes my way, and hopefully it'll be off of the merit of consistency and what's it called? There you go. It's gonna be stupid, but it's whatever. Cause I'll fix it later. It's doing it again, huh? Oh, that's annoying. There you go. Oh, and then it stopped working. That's funny. So why is it not working? It's so stupid. Capture that window. Yep, properties, that's also video. The video matches. The video does match. So why is it? Display. Ah. Let me try to fix this. So, I think it's because my monitor is a 1920. Excuse me. They're saying that my monitor is 1080p. Just shouldn't be. I think when I bought it, it should be 4K, but I'll try to. For this stream, I'll just put it to 1080p. So, at the very least, cause I just want to play the game, man. Like I just want to play the game. There you go. So hopefully should fix it. Yep. I do gotta check on it though. Do gotta check on it from time to time to make sure that it's working. Because if it isn't, then that'll be some balls. But yeah, give me a couple of seconds. Gotta make sure everything's sorted, and I'll be back. Alrighty, let's I'm back. Everything should be good. Check the stream again. Live, all that jazz. Oh, my fault. Still, if you ask a question in chat, just be patient with me. I don't have a second monitor, so I can't really check often. But yeah, so this game, well, if you don't know what Ace Attorney is about, period. Ace Attorney, you basically play as a lawyer, and you go around solving cases. And usually each game has like 5 cases, and they're decently long. But if you watched me for Steins Gate, it's basically like it's a visual novel. So just be aware of that if you're interested. They're pretty good games. Like they're pretty solid. They're made by Capcom or whatever. So pretty decent games. And I'm playing the Great Ace Attorney. This is the one I wanted to play the most because his game story is really good. So both of them, both their stories are really good. But yeah, so let's start with the Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh man. Alright. 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber 5. So, I'm still eating, so just give me a second. There you go. What's it called? I was really hungry before I started the stream, and pizza I ordered got here. I was like, shoot, man, just wanna eat, but I do want to stream too, so I forget that there's no voice acting in this game besides like the cutscenes, so. Anyways, ooh, look at this. Yo, Ace Attorney got some. Yo, hold on, wait. got some pressure with the what's it called? With the UI design. There you go. Let me make sure that I got the live. Make sure that the chat's open. I'm gonna try to check the chat as often as I can, but there you go. Naruhodo. I'm gonna try to do voices. I'm gonna I guess it just depends on how I feel like. So, you know, whatever. It's Naruhodo. I know how he sounds. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Dun, dun, dun. What? No, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. The antechamber music is so good. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am awaiting my trial. Oh, okay. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you have it. Excuse me. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. Oh, man. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, No, I suppose that wasn't my fault. There you go. History, yep. Court record. Yeah, court record, people evidence. And then press review scene, options. Yeah, his options is G. Autoplay. Move cursor. Rotate evidence. Okay. Okay, am I not able to, am I not able to check it out yet? Because, yeah, because I haven't been introduced to it yet. Okay, that's interesting. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yuma University professor murdered in cold blood by students. But obviously, he didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me, I didn't. I could never murder someone. There's nothing to worry about. Train yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yuma University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. The qualification is only much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. I'm proud to have a friend like you, Cosmo. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started. Congratulations, Cosmo. What happened to my slice of pizza? What? Did I already eat it? Oh, I did, yeah. It's like you... Excuse me. It looks like you're gonna get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend, not just some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I had to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. And come with me. We'll have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Yo, these guys are some demons. Yo, Kazuma, I forgot he was like that. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Ah, partner. Ah, man. I always love that phrase, man. Partner. Like that's always such a nice form of camaraderie to me. Because it really shows like a brotherhood. Or sisterhood, depending on the, you know, whatever you associate as. But like, oh man. I love that type of camaraderie. It's awesome. It really immediately tells me that like, yeah, these two are brothers. Well, granted, I knew that already, but still, it was straight after that. That's when it happened. Naruhodo. Asogi, may I have a word? It's Mikotoba, right? Yep. Mikotoba and Suzuto. Ah, yes. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. Never mind that for now. Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's antechamber. To the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Yeah, now it was Mikotoba. Huh, this is awkward. Okay, I gotta make sure I get a decent voice for him because Mikotoba is a pretty cool guy. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yuji Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensics medicine at Yume University. Professor Mikotoba. I heard the name before I heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. Sorry. Give me 1 second. My fault. Again, this is what I keep saying, like Give me 1 second, I'm still chewing. To answer a couple of your questions, so number one, why I cover niche shows is because it's just what I like. Like, I'm not really trying to like trend chase or like cover anything that like, oh, like I'm covering it because it's popular or because like it's new or anything like that. Like it's basically just like when I make a video, it's legit either something I played or watched before, like Steinscape or ReZero, where I watched Steinscape before. I've seen the game before, but I never made a video on it, so I wanted to make a video on it because I'm passionate about it. Or ReZero, like you said, like mentioning ReZero, because I watched the show back in like 2017 around there, 2017, 18, and I a lot of my friends advocated for it, and I was like, all right, bet, let me rewatch it, see if it's still good. It was great, and I made a video on it, based on season 1, 2, and 3. But it's just basically like, if it's popular, it's because I like it. If it's not popular, it's because I like it. It's not about me like really chasing like what's popular. It's just more like whatever I'm passionate about, I make a video on because my passion comes through the video, and then next thing you know, whether that video blows up or not, it's not really my concern, because at the end of the day, right, like I made that video because I wanted to, not because I had to, right? And to answer another question that you had, if I'm gonna make social media or like this my career, I'm trying to, and not in like the traditional sense of like, oh yeah, I'm making like a full conceited effort to make this my passion, or excuse me, my career, because like if I did, I would put a lot more effort into like my branding, my setup, my thumbnails, my editing, this, that, and the third, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I could do that. It's just still a passion, though, so I'm not trying to take the fun out of what I'm doing, even though like I inherently would have to treat it like a job. But look at how far I've gotten through what I've done, right? Like, of course, that's not to say that I haven't changed. One of my friends has helped me out a lot in improving my craft. Cause like the subscriber count shows it. Where like I used to be at like 70 subscribers like 2 years ago, and now I'm at 521. So like the channel has grown significantly because of like the advice and tips that I've gotten from my friend, and just like experience and getting a better setup, and you know, just like a practice hand, you know, having a practice hand in what I'm doing. So I could delve more into like having a social media, posting more shorts, this, that, and a third, but like at the end of the day, I'm taking it at my own pace and just trying to approach it with the passion and love that I have for it, because like, you know, I like doing this. Like, I want it to be my career, but right now, like, it's just generally like it's a passion project. I'm not getting paid for it, so I'm not really minding it too much. I have a job that pays me somewhat well, so I'm okay for now. I'm okay for now. And then I don't have a Twitch. I don't stream on there. I don't multi-stream either. I just stream on YouTube. At some point in the future, I could try looking into it, because I know like multi-streaming is pretty good for content creation. It's just a hassle, so I'd really have to dedicate like a day or two to trying to figure it out, to make sure that like it works well for both sides. Because like the stream, as of right now, I didn't even get it to start working until like 10 minutes into it, right? So, you know, I'm not really the most technologically advanced or like savvy, so still trying to figure it out. But when's the next video? So I made a post on it. I made a post on my channel, a community post where it's talking about like, oh, my next video that I'm working on right now. It's gonna be a while, I'll be honest with you, because like it's gonna be a big video. But when it drops, I'll be posting. You know, I'll be making a community post on it. I'll let you guys know when it drops. But at the end of the day, right? Like this one's gonna be a big one. So just, you know, hey, bear with me there. I'm gonna try to stream here and there while I'm working on it. Just don't expect to stream often while I'm working on it, because again, it's gonna be a big one. And then lastly, for ReZero, it's great. It's great. I love ReZero. It's become one of my favorite series ever. over like the past year, and that's been helped by the fact that I've been reading the not the visual novels, the light novels recently. And granted, I want to make it clear, like I've caught up to the anime, so I think the anime's in arc 5, I think, like at the end of arc 5 or something like that. But basically, where I'm at in the novels is arc 3, and I already know arc 3. I've already seen it multiple times, but I'm still really having a great time with it. So it's awesome, man. Like I love ReZero. So I think that's all the questions. Yeah, I think that's everyone wants. Yeah. Anyways, back to it. Back to it. As such, I feel you should know. Not know what. Well, as you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? Ah, as I was expecting. You aren't aware of this. Had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. Literally, the gun was in his hand. Of course it's not gonna be, right? You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? There you go. Oh, not trust. Hollow. I heard that Arc 6 and beyond is like, yeah, like this is where like ReZero, like that was that one thinking basketball video. That's the one that made me the greatest right there. That's the one that made ReZero the greatest. Yeah, no. I heard it's really good. So that's why I started reading, so that I could catch up to 6, 7, and 8. And then after I'm done with the novels, because like there's 28 of them, but once I catch up, because I know like there's still a bunch that haven't been translated yet. Once I catch up to the English translations for the novels, I'll read the web novel and then catch up there. But yeah, no, trust me, I'm super excited. Stomach. Yeah, I gotta watch that, Brody. I gotta watch that. Hold on. Stomach. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not gonna suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right. So, as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, "I do." I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! The court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Ah, it was him, Martin. So, Mikitoba, please. I know you're a professor, but there are certain words I don't know how to pronounce. Surreptitious? Surreptitious, there you go. Ah, it would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for elective you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, excuse me, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. This case is super important, man. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Oh man. This game is so good. I'm gonna mention, by the way, that was 17 minutes. November 2nd, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Courtroom of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of these people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be had demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Alright. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That is correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual request, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Alright, I gotta get more slices. Give me 1 second. Back to peak. Okay. Have you read this? Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, it's either you choose for yourself or you choose for your friend. What are you doing, Naruhodo? What are you gonna do? I need to answer quickly. Or should I didn't even. I did. Oh, heck nah, bro. I didn't even. So the answer was I do, but I didn't see what the other choice was. I know it's I don't, but like, I auto skipped it. Yeah, choice. Answer I do. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, hope is clear who will advocate for his defense. Hi. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? Huh? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything. Just now, before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba should have stuck his nose in. What I love about Asogi is the fact that, like, he really is aura. He really is aura. Just the fact that his bandana's blowing in the wind inside of a courtroom. The fact that he didn't tell Naruhodo because he wanted to make sure that his friend got out, even if it cost him his studies abroad. And the fact that he had full confidence in himself to do it. He's so cool. He's such a good friend. Ryunosuke is a good friend too. Like I said, a brotherhood. A genuine brotherhood. Professor Mikotoba, you dog. Let me answer this real quick. So Ace Attorney has a trilogy. No, it's just that I'm excited. Because I mentioned this before. This game's really good, and it hasn't even nothing's even happened yet. But I'm really excited to play this game. I'm really excited. But yeah. So technically this is a prequel, but not like a prequel on like the Star Wars prequel. It's what's it called? This series, like the Great Ace Attorney, predates normal Ace Attorney, like the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, by a lot, like 100-something years or something. And then what's it called? Like, they're not technically related, but they're in the series. They're in the series together. And I haven't read Solo Leveling. I haven't watched it either. But yeah, very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his counsel? Really? Objection! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent. He's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. That's why this is the tutorial case. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Wow, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Courts. You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, there's the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest of standards, these are the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it any more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in the case. Well, that's easy enough. Heard his name more times than I can remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ugunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of the E button. Yes. Yes, Kazuma. Of course. The E button. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press the E button for the court record. Alright, it's no time to lose. The E button! This is the list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. E. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back. Alright, let's read this. Kazuma Asogi, a second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a defense lawyer as well. There you go, it's W. Yujin Mikotoba, age 42, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine, and Kazuma's mentor. Taketsuchi Auchi, 51, the lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the cultural reformation has brought about. John H. Wilson, age 47, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Can't read anything else. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. I wanna read the... Alright. University collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. And post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by blood loss from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Oh wait, I can examine it. Victim, John H. Wilson, male, British. Time of death, November 19th, shortly after 2 p.m. Cause of death: single bullet fired at close range, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. Fatal hemorrhage. Now, you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press R to present.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Wow. At least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together, after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution provides you your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. Like, what are you talking about? This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. You can give me one shot up. There you go. I love chewy pizza. Alright. Oh dear, would you look at the time? It seems like it's time for a repeat of a flashback we already went through. Alright, I'll see you later then, man. I love repeat flashback. I love another time flashback. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to see a flashback in a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. Sure, he's visiting a professor from Great Britain. I'm sure he's a visiting professor. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to Professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Divided Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How does Professor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, Urunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find a piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now!
Yes!
My badge! There you go. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report. I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, this game takes place in the 1800s, like around 1890 something. And I'm in my 20s. To answer your questions. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Interesting, okay. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. Where is it? So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. Alright, let's see. A photographic print that shows the victim. He was shot from the front in the chest and subsequently died. There you go. Now I can find the glass. Okay. Oh. A stick. Alright. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers, even though I only ask you 2 questions. I love tutorials, bro. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Ugh, this is it then. I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikitoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. That doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his order in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Oh yeah, no, with Burn the Witch, yeah. Back when it came out in 2020, since I watched Bleach beforehand, I bought stocks in it, so I've been invested ever since. Just unfortunate that it hasn't gone anything yet because 1,000 Year Blood War's been airing, but you know, I like both, so I'm still well fed. But anyways, witness, state your name and occupation for the court record, please, or court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival. Yeah, we got I forgot what the disease was called, but yeah. Anyways, are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some alright. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. There you go. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Understood. Hasunaga-san. You will come and tell the court everything you can can't talk. You will call and tell the court everything you can about the incident. I think it should be dropping next year. I don't remember if it was like January, but 1,000 Year Blood War should be dropping hopefully soon. It's been a bit since season since Court 3. There you go, since Court 3. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer board, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? Alright. This is at 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at the time of day. The lunchtime rush was over and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. So yeah, I probably will. I gotta rewatch 1,000 Year Blood War because it's been a bit. So, well, once Core 4 comes out, I probably will. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
What the? No, hold on, you gotta let him finish. You gotta let him finish, big dog. Oh, hold on. Just let me clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You have a chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? There you go. No. There's no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman, the university student. Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter with you, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, what I was saying, there was someone else there. There was a woman sitting opposite of him at a table. Really? That's just something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently go to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I never have gotten into Yuma University otherwise. Oh, what the heck? But you can't always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Wow. Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it. Oh, so you were supposed to say it. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There's a lady sitting with him at the table. Dear me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? Of course he's not a lawyer, what are you talking about? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hasanaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. Let me take a minute to answer your question, because I'm pretty not gonna lie, it's pretty out of the blue, but like it's an interesting question to talk about. So funnily enough, I actually did go to college. I got an associate's in digital media, if I remember correctly. So I technically did both, but inherently, it's difficult, right? Because going to college isn't a bad thing. It's never look at somebody and be like, oh, why'd you go to college for a degree? Like, like everybody has their own path in life, right? And for me, it just so happens that it took me to college. I originally didn't want to go to college, but I ended up going after some persuasion and some thinking after high school. Went immediately after high school, and honestly, the reason why I'm able to do now what I do now, the reason why I'm able to make videos the way I do now, is because of college. Not because they taught me how to, but because I learned some things from there. So, while I'm not really using my degree in like a job sense, I am using my degree from a technical sense. I learned a lot from my degree. And so, a lot of people pursue a degree because it aligns with their passion, or it aligns with their dream job, or it aligns with their occupation, right? So, if you pursue college for that sense, then yeah, of course, right? Like, I recommend doing that. Because it also gives you an in to an industry as well, like, at least for the most part. I know a lot of people struggle to find a job after finishing college, but that piece of paper does hold weight. But as for a general sense, if I recommend anybody to go to college, it really depends if you can. If you have like a grant or like any scholarships or anything like that can help you get into college and pay for the bills that you need to pay for, like books or anything like that, then yeah, like I say go for it, so it can give you a start on if you know what you want to do, to push you forward, or if you don't know what you want to do, to give you an avenue to figure out what you do want to do. Because college is just the next step, after high school, it's just college if you want to do it. That's why it's so interesting, because like from high school to college, it's freedom. You have freedom to do whatever you want. Of course, there's consequence to that, because if you mess up, you mess up, and that's just part of life. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what you should do. I'm just trying to illustrate to you a picture of like what you can do. And college is a viable choice. Nothing wrong with going to college. I don't recommend people to pursue their dreams without a plan. I'm doing it without a plan because I'm just figuring it out as I go, and that's not smart. That's not smart at all. I'm just lucky that it's been able to work out so far, and that I've gotten really lucky with like how my life has gone out in terms of like being able to find a job and being able to get myself situated because of the family and friends that I have. But trying to pursue your dreams is not easy, and it's not recommended in the sense that like if you aren't 100% locked in on doing it, you're gonna struggle, because no matter what, you're going to struggle, especially if it's like a career, like an artistic or creative career, right? So inherently, college would be the safer route. It gives you an avenue to I'm gonna finish up soon to try to get to my point. College is a safer route. It's an investment, so understand that. But at the end of the day, college would be the better route for people if you have the avenue to afford it, And it would even be, or it would be even better if you do have a goal in mind. Like, all right, I want to pursue this career path. That's what college is there for. If not, you can always go into a trade, or you can always go straight into the workforce and try to make your own money, because then you get ahead of the curve by having extra money in your pocket by the time someone would get out of college, But understand, if you do go into the workforce, you're not going to be working good jobs. You're not going to, unless if you invest time into it, you're not going to be working good jobs from the start. Like, that's why warehouse jobs are so so popular, because they're easy to get into as long as you're physically capable, right? But yeah, no, I recommend college. Not in like a blanket sense, but like if you're able to, and if you want to, of course. You shouldn't force yourself to go there if you really don't want to. But what's it called? Everybody has a journey tailored to them. So whatever they choose is whatever they choose. But the way mine has turned out is weird, but it works, right? It works for me. But yeah, take it one step at a time, big dog. Take it one step at a time. Anyways, the judge. Yeah, alright. Okay, yeah. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well. Is there a problem? Hand the plan? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What's that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Hell no, bro. Something's... I gotta skip this text box. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. The head waiter's business card. A sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. There you go. Thank you. That cough, bro. That one note cough. Let's go. Stallman. Alright. So, the court has now heard a process of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in his trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. Okay, but I didn't do it. Well, what do you think I should do, Kazuma? Well, what do you mean? Well, you're gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. There you go. Alright. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to now throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? What? The accused is in fact innocent. The defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. That's so awesome, bro. That's so awesome. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. That man is so loyal, bro. Man, really. Not only did he make sure, like, yo, I'm not gonna give up on you if you don't give up on yourself, all right? Man had the gall to say, nah, yeah, no, he's not guilty. Bring out them witnesses, dog. I'm ready. I'm ready. We'll just see how decisive this evidence really is. And man trying to get himself killed. Indeed. Indeed. Where's E? They really aren't showing Naruhodo. That's so weird. Prosecutor Ouchi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Boo. Cornball. Ugh. Yuck. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced. Forever! The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Yeah, same buff of an officer, bro. What up, brother? Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Surgeon, Ayasanosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon. And our conduct may trade from Rasite, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kyuryo Korekuda at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be at the diners and at the other table. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take the tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently, I converse with the interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can understand a word that old man is saying. Hell no. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. Oh shoot, we got a response. Let me see. Oh yeah, no, for sure, Hollow. What's it called? Hope whatever path that takes you on with the bodybuilding works out, because like it's pretty unique goal. I haven't heard anybody well, not heard anybody, but like I don't know anybody who's pursuing that. So I hope that works out for you. But yeah, like at the end of the day, like student loans are, for lack of better words, a pain. So I understand what you're saying. Like that's all I'm saying. Like you said, it depends on the goal and your circumstance if you're able to afford it. So, but everybody's different, right? Anyways, yeah, I already read this. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with a rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you witnessed the precise moment of his atrocious incident. You both witnessed. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. I hope they comment on that. It was the black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's just as possible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing you said. So, this was the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. That baby frying me, bro. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Alright. Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At the precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed the black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. Or from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Weasel, not Weezer. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. I made a band off of that bit. Oh, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. The Wiki University cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking my coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had... So you pick it up. Oh my gosh, Naruhodo, you goofball. Good lord, we cannot be serious. Hell nah, brother, what are we talking about? So I picked up the gun. Granted, of course, how is Naruhodo supposed to know that he would be in a situation like this? I understand that. But also, brother, you don't just pick up a random gun. What are you talking about? There you go. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witness And somewhere in these two witness testimonies, there's a clue as to who the criminal was. There is. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. Alright, it is time to bring the despicable student to it's literally the first 10 minutes of the trial, bro. We're good. Certainly. The testimony of the court has just heard limits any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the Yes! Already? To be fair, he's well in his right to have an outburst like that when we literally all we heard was a cross-examination. Not even a cross-examination, a testimony. And you're ready to decide the verdict of the trial for that? What kind of fraud judge is this? Like, hell nah, yeah, Naruhodo, go crazy on him. There you go. What in the name of Emperor, or what in the name of the Emperor is the beating of this outburst? I, the defense, demands its right to cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it? How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. There's a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination? The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Oh. Kazuma's so commanding. It is his right, yeah. Very well. Let the defense conduct the cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? What am I doing, Cole? What am I doing? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what the soldier has said has to be a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then. It's all or nothing. Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw. Yep, I was ingesting a steak when, ingesting a steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio, military gentleman. At the precise moment a firearm was discharged, I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly That's it right here. It's this. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke, lock the hell in. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. Yeah. To be fair, right? If I can give Ryunosuke some defense here, He's not an attorney. By no means is he an attorney. He's just a college student. Asogi is the defense attorney, so it makes sense why he's getting carried. It would have been exactly like this if, what's it called, Professor Mikotoba wasn't like, hey dog, you should defend yourself in trial. That'd be really funny. So right now he's a bit of a scrub. He's a bit of a scrub. But as the game progresses, we're gonna see, we're going to see a crazy lock-in. So just be ready for that. But yeah. I already read this, yeah. I understand that. Question is how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while witnesses give you testimony by pressing E. Go through each witness testimony or statement and details about each piece of evidence to compare all the facts. Somewhere in there you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency. When you find that statement in a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witnesses apart. Goodness, don't kill them. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you will receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with the witness's statement. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Hell yeah, partner. Oh, I ain't gotta waste time with you, so. Yep. E. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so well, actually they're gonna explain it. It's better that I don't explain it until later. But if you've been paying attention, you'll notice an inconsistency. It's not that the hype is dead. It's just that I don't talk loud. This is just my natural it's just my natural tone of voice. I'm a very low speaker. Trust me, I'm still really excited. That hasn't disappeared. I'm also just locked into the story. There you go. What are you playing at, cadet? This is the beginning of this subordination. Just some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency. There is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Hell yeah, there's no place. But he's still trying. It's so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. His theme's playing now. That's fire. Cosmo, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. There you go. I witnessed a crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes.
But no, it just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because take a look at that. Take a close look at the print. Oh, poor Naruhodo. Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, What the? Huh? What was that? Someone just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Oh, I just realized the pun with his name. For anyone in chat, Ace Attorney games always have characters that have their names, what's it called? If you read them a certain way, they're puns. So Sergeant Yesa Nosa, or Sergeant Ayesa Nosa, Sergeant Yes Sir, No Sir, is geniuses, literal geniuses. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge. Oh, that's adorable. He's a dad, man. He's a dad. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on a delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? Huh? The last testimony the court heard proved one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Ayesanosa, did not see the defendant firing the gun at all. That's absurd. Why is Cole lying? I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Yeah, I'm not doing that, I'm sorry. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from one discrepancy. Alright, man. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Chill out. Over here talking about this. This is what being an ace attorney is all about. Oh my goodness. Say for real, bro. We're not being serious. There you go. But I definitely saw him. The university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interests me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed! The Hohe era Koban! My prized coin. On each occasion, when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest in my shop, Rasute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was the military man that I proffered my Hohe treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative, and then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it fallen there, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was only concerned with finding my absconded Hohe treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find a coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hohe Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some scrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on a trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witness has further testimony to make. How long have I been streaming for? Let me check. I think 2 hours, right? Almost 2 hours. Surprisingly, hasn't felt like that though. Granted, this case is pretty short, so not surprised. Explain, nigga, explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Man, you're just talking out your neck, bro. Shut up. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as clerical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Me and my baby boy. Excuse me, but there's something, or rather, someone, poking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up from the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido, attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. He's adorable. Shout out Broba Ido. There you go. The true culprit. Alright. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it is almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, the young lad in the black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself. That's crazy. Ripping it is crazy. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
Yes.
I didn't even get. There you go. It seems these testimonies are certainly compelling. Yes. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at this table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print, or is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. 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 Alright. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Certainly. Based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. A bottle carbonated water and a steak lunch that can be seen on the victim's table. I don't understand. What are we talking about? Like, what's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political terms, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta get water. Explain, nigga. Explain. Descent. That's funny. Hi. Ah. Came back with some water. I haven't had the voice act in forever. Dang, wow, when did this video get? Wow, alright. Yeah, anyways, I haven't had the voice act in forever, so I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting acclimated with voice acting different voices. Well, reacclimated, excuse me. Still getting reacclimated with voice acting different people. Because last time I had to do that was, I think Valhalla, actually. Which was a year ago now. Crazy to think about. Almost a year ago. Almost a year ago. Because I think I started playing Valhalla back in, like, December. Somewhere around that time. Yeah, let's look at the... Yeah, because I started playing Valhalla December 12th, yeah. So almost like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks it'll be a year. Wow, would you look at me now? Actually live streaming with audio. Whether it's the game audio or my audio. I'm so far. How come? How far I've come. Anyways. Yeah. Hey, back to it. To think that I, Takatsuchi Ouchiwo, have contributed to the enmity of these two great empires is an honor. There you go. Oh no, trust me, I wouldn't have said that if I wasn't. I what's it called? I'm not. I'm not racist. If I wasn't black, I wouldn't have said it. How come I haven't? Oh well. Yeah. Anyways, that's the answer to the first question. I am what's it called? My skin is as black as they come. But I am from the Dominican Republic too. But yeah. Anyways, so the reason why I haven't made that many One Piece videos is because I used to have way more videos on my channel, but I unlisted a lot of them because I wasn't happy with a lot of them. And one of them was the One Piece series that I had, where I made a video on each arc. But just in general, I've gone through One Piece too many times to where, like, if I made a video on One Piece, it would be something new. It wouldn't be like going through the series again, because I've already done that too many times. But, you know, whatever the mood strikes, honestly, whatever the mood strikes, if I want to make a One Piece video, then it'll happen, you know. But I'm glad you peep game that you know who Sabo is. I'm glad you peep game. But yeah, anyways. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It isn't over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on behind the scenes here. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I explain, nigga. I don't know, Kazuma. I don't know. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses. We'll make it quick. Understood. Brewers can be so unbending at times. Ugh. Alright. Now this one I'm actually not sure. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Okay. Examine. Yeah. Cause of death. All this is the same. Yeah. So, this can't be that. The picture. Examine. Oh, is it something like there's two glasses there? Yeah, well, actually, that is interesting, though. Yeah. No, wait, hold on, let me see. No, because that's a vase. That's a vase, that's different. So, there's no sign that there was anyone here. There's no like tableware, there's no cutlery, no like receipt or anything like that. Yeah, it shows that he was eating the steak, which is good. So if it's not that, is it this? Kitchen entrance. That was where he was. The girl was right there, and now what was like around here. Carbonated water, steak, lunch can be seen on the table. It's a vase, time of death. Huh, I wonder what it could be. Oh, I forgot. I can press. Yeah, I can press people. What am I doing? What do you think, Ryunosuke? Oh. What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. Lock in. You can expect the witness statements to be full of holes every time. Just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness's statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with Q. With a little luck, you get more details, which could prove crucial. Right, I see. They didn't mean to click next, but yeah. The important point is there is no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witness on it and press them hard. I got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant. I'm sure of it. In one way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove him right. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it. Yeah, so it's not ka.
Yes!
Higiari! Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at the point in time. But I told you already. It was only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, it's the culprit. That's the only way you could explain it away. I just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when... I noticed the gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly the same moment... Yep. A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up. Which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, I did see you. With a pistol in hand, standing over the thorn. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. Ew. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Boy, there have been more people dining there at the time. Someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. Usually sorry. Oh man, I'm tired. Golly, I did not get good sleep last night. Anyways, I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. What if there was a reason why the victim was eating at a time of day? and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason. There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Had a clinic? Yes. There would indeed appear to be an entry for a date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. You're withholding evidence from the court. There you go. Buddy. I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical record to be submitted as evidence? Yes, of course. What are you talking about?
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. The victim's medical report card has been added to the court record. Excuse me, sorry. A medical report card from Hada Clinic that was found in the victim's pocket. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. Excuse me. Oh, I can't talk. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like. It's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused. Korakuda-san. Alright, presents. A medical record? Can I not? What's it called? Or indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, I don't feel like that changes anything. Can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes. It's a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps you should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? Just look at it. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Excuse me, sorry, wow. Press space so you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use the WASD or arrow keys. Yep. to rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using WASD, that's kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. You can move the crosshairs around. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use WASD, the arrow keys in space, to inspect any areas of the evidence that look suspicious. Alright. Let's start with WASD so I can at least see what's on the front here. Oh, okay. Medical report card required for every visit. That's what it says. Okay. Name, Mr. John Wilson, Hada Clinic. It says Hada Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics, almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful that already, usually sorry. There you go. I'm not thinking of ending the stream anytime soon, or at the very least for like at least a bit longer, so don't worry, I'm trying to find a good stopping point is all. Or at least a point where I want to stop anyway. Anyway. Yeah, alright, let me continue. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Yep. Had to make sure. Is that everything? Because, like, yeah, that's everything on the front at least. So let's look at the back. Alright. Dentist Hada Clinic. Date. Record number 372857. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of a long-term treatment. That's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So, you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine and give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is the very bitter medicine indeed. So that was what the trophy was. I got a trophy before, but I didn't know what it was, or the first one was. Let me see. For having successfully presented evidence during the first cross-examination that occurs in both the greatest attorney and, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll 100% this game at my leisure, but for right now I just want to play the game, so. Yeah, with a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Let's have a look. There's some kind of medical history. Aha, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain. Oh, good lord, laughing gas? Not anesthesia? Oh, wow, they were way behind. Yes, I heard of this anesthesia. Oh, well. Yeah, anesthesia, yeah. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure, until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely! Oh, almost just knocked over my water.
Yes!
There you go. Naruto. There you go. Well, I think, but what are you, about what are you withering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer. I wish I could, but first and foremost, here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. Thank you, Kazuma Kiryu. Thank you. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Yeah, calm down, young blood, calm down. Kurakuda-san, there's a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see. And, I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Wet slap, bro. Stop that. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me. Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. God. But that's... Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial any further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced pupil who could... He locked in. There you go. There's no one else besides the pale-faced pupil who could have possibly perpetrated the crime. Where's Rick? This medical report has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What, huh? That outburst have petrified me, boy. Of course I believe that. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Or is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What is this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Yeah. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? Had he orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure with anesthesia. Excuse me. While anesthesia. Oh, good lord. Wow. Indigestion. While anesthesia wears off. Oh, what? No. No, that can't be. Korakuda-san. What boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted. It was... Ooh. Yo, Naruhodo's steam came in? Hell nah, he's locked in, brother. That's crazy. Yo, Naruhodo. Oh my gosh. Naruhodo, bro. That's the man I know. That's the man I know. Had just one of his teeth extracted. It was still experiencing the effects of anesthetic. Oh no. Expertly done, partner. Oh man. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Well, can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, but most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, yeah, that means me, doesn't it? Alright. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it! So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim himself, me, the two witnesses, an as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it could only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes.
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma? Are you insane? You would take on the government! Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. These two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if now it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving you testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! They don't have a voice line for bro, that's so funny. Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right. As the man says. Just say, you never saw the gentlewoman. That what they told us. Oh. What? What did you just say, Kurakuda-san? Oh, no, you were just following orders. Now hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements. Is that true, you pair? Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order! Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You try to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecutions know nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities. Oh, here. Alright. Yeah, no, it gets significantly harder. It's just that this is the first trial. So, you know, this is the tutorial case. So, you know, we're just being introduced to how the game works and everything like that. But like case 3 and 4, we're really in the game by then. But like right now, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It could have only been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm excuse me. If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we can make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? Oh, excuse me. We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. But please, wait, Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. Nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my mind. Professor Mikitoba! Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses gotta make sure I get this right. The head waiter of the European-style restaurant Le Carnival. He was serving there on the day of the incident, so can't be these three because Mikitoba has no claim, no stake on this case except for that Asogi. He wants him to succeed. Yeah, he wants him to succeed. So it'd be Wilson or Hosonaga, which it's probably Hosonaga. Besides the prosecutor, yeah, it's probably Hosonaga. That's my guess.
Yes!
Could be Wilson, but I'm gonna say Hosonaga. Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier. Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. Oh, I think I was wrong. For once, I would agree with you. If that is the man if that is the man truly were a waiter. What? Huh? If he truly oh. Excuse me. Sorry. Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the whole truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by the evidence. Yo, we cannot be for real. We cannot be for real. Oh my god. Yo, this is... Nah, bro, this is legit a movie. What are we talking about? Because the fact that, like, you know, you think about it when he presents it, it's like, oh, he presented his business card. Why would a waiter have a business card? That is a good what's it called? It's a good hint. But also, why would you do it on this card? Are we for real? Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Oh, that's so funny. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yeah, it's business cards do tend to show a person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Hosonaga, or Satoru Hosonaga. Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What the hell? I have no idea. Let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. The waiter's business card information has been updated in the court record. A sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. On the front, it's stated that Hosonaga-san is a police inspector. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Bureau, Police Bureau. There you go. Objection!
Yes!
I miss objection. I miss objection. Idiot! The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree, it shows a great detail of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's the interest. I beg your pardon? or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Brother man, just flip the card. just flip the card. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant. Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? Excuse me, sorry. I mean, that's just how the game is, you know. Like, you don't get the full story because things get uncovered the more you progress. But it's a game, you know. Like, if this is an actual court case, if this is an actual court case, this would be fraud central. Like, why are they letting a college student go up on trial when he has, what's it called? He has no experience. Well, granted, people can opt to choose to defend themselves in court, but you have to suspend your belief a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, yeah. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power. As far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you've seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well. Hosonaga-san, welcome back. Oh wow, they're pulling out the crazy music. Wait, you're not supposed to play this song yet. Wait a second. Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized there was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add to the court record as evidence. Well. Is there a problem? Hand the plans to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course. You're You're Naruto, you stupid. What's it called? Alright, of course! Your salary must be terrible! I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There's been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at a restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information. Or that would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then. Inspector Hosonaga, will you elaborate on one point for the court? Of course, Your Excellency. Or, of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I expected. Oh, I thought he got shot in the court. Oh my gosh. As soon as I heard the gunshots, I ran out to the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was the young lady, whom I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. They were my orders. Those are my orders. But what if the Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An English man has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in the case. How long have I been streaming for now? Almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. That's chill. That's chill. What about the stream? How's the stream doing? Professor Mikatoma. Shoot, man, I do appreciate you watching. What's it called? It could just be the genre. Not everybody, you know, is a fan of this type of what's it called. But also, this game does pick up around case 3. I will admit. That is halfway through the game, but case 3 is a masterpiece. Anyways. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. So I'm gonna stream until I get to a good stopping point. Because, you know, this is a decent stream in terms of like length. Like almost 3 hours is pretty good. So once I get to a good point, which will usually be the recess, I'll stop. Sure, you know. I like I said, I appreciate you sticking around. Like, you know, it's valid. It's valid. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student, studying in a research laboratory. It's laboratory. Laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence to this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency! That will be missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain! Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosunaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, To the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. There you go. Just as I was saying, the recess. And now this is a good place to stop. It's a really good place to stop. Save my game. So autosave. Let's do number 2. Save your game. There you go. Yeah, no. Things are looking pretty good. Alrighty. So I am gonna be stopping here. It is getting kind of late. it is getting kind of late. But yeah. So that save is good. So that's good. Yeah. No. So that's the Great Ace Attorney. You know, I'm really excited to continue this game because there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them that I am gonna have to play. There's this one, and then there's the sequel. Usually Ace Attorney games have 3, have a trilogy, but you know the Great Ace Attorney is a pretty concise story, so it doesn't really need 3. But I hope there's a 3rd one. I really hope there's a 3rd one, or just a new Ace Attorney game in general. It's been forever. But yeah, no, this is the part 1. You know, it's part 1, the first stream. Really excited, really excited, and yeah, no. So like I mentioned before, as closing remarks before I end the stream, I am working on a Steins Gate 0 video, so be on the lookout for that. So streams aren't gonna be like consistent because of that, but I will try to get a stream out here or 2, or here and there while I'm working on the video. So just be prepared for that. But yeah, no, you know, I thank you all for watching. It was a fun stream. And you know, hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next stream or the next video, whichever comes first. So until then, I'll see you all in the next one.